My goal for you today is to convince you that every single person here, no matter what business you're in or what you do or who you are, you need to be on the Amazon Marketplace or the Amazon.com in some way, shape, or form. Okay? And Amazon is for everyone, unless you just don't want to make any more money, but I think everyone's here to make a little more money in their lives. So it's possible in any way on Amazon, in many ways on Amazon. So when you think of Amazon, but when I ask this question to most people, they think, well, that's just a place I go buy my toilet paper, I buy my soap. Is that true for a lot of people? Is that kind of what we think as consumers? How many people here are actually selling things on Amazon? Ooh, half the room, cool. So Amazon is actually a marketplace. What that means is there's physical products on there that we know of. We also know there's books and things like that, right? But there's also many digital products. And when I say digital product, I mean things like videos and PDFs and courses and all these other things that we can find on Amazon that not many people know about today. And also, if you're in any kind of business, you're a consultant, a counselor, any kind of business, local business, if you're a plumber, you can also list your services on Amazon now too. And I'm going to go through how that's done. And a marketplace is defined as something that is a host for multiple third parties to transact and trade, right? Think of the community in a town that, the marketplace is the place we gather and we buy and trade and sell, right? Amazon.com is the same thing to us. Okay, Amazon sells their own products on there, but we can sell products on there. We can also sell services and many other things in this marketplace, just like a marketplace in a town might have different things. So there's a whole lot of things going on in that marketplace. I like to think of it sort of as a tree. And I'm going to use this analogy to illustrate what's happening on this marketplace. There's different kinds of products, as I mentioned, everything from ebooks, Amazon selling their own products. We have soft cover and hardcover books on there. You can sell your own branded products on there. There's audio books. There's other people's products, so you can actually refer other people to other people's products and make money that way, right? Any kind of digital products. There's games and apps. There's Alexa skills. Videos and movies, gift cards, and home and business services are some of the different products that are on the platform. When you go to the Amazon.com, all those different categories pop up and change every day. Most of us don't search that way. That's how you can really keep an eye on what's new in this marketplace. In fact, did anyone know that they're selling cars on Amazon? There's a whole vehicles category. Crazy. And then there's different ways to get a certain product that's not your typical physical product onto the marketplace, part of this ecosystem. There are different portals that we use to sign into or sign up for and then upload our product or service to the platform to get onto the marketplace. So some of those we're familiar with things like Seller Central or Vendor Central, which is where we sell our physical products. If you have handmade products, there's an actual handmade portal. Kindle, Amazon Associates, that's for affiliates who want to refer others to other people's products. AWS is for developers. Home and Business Services is a whole portal that if you have a home service or business and you want to serve other people, this is where the portal you would use to go and sign up and get your service listed on there. Merch is for POD, so Amazon Merch. How many people heard of that? Amazon Digital Services is a brand new platform that just rolled out. There's Smile for nonprofits. How many have heard of Amazon Smile for charity? Awesome. Amazon Video Platform, and I could go on. There's 50 platforms that they have, and more and more and more are rolling out each day. And each of these platforms is specific, and the user interface makes it a little more easily adaptable for us, specific for us to get our certain product on the marketplace. I started out in e-commerce over 20 years ago. I was a professional model for a long time and then found a home in Beirut, Lebanon after I traveled around for a while, and some guy approached me and asked me to be the e-commerce director for Starwood Hotels, basically because I spoke English. I don't know what that means, and he said, I'm sure you'll figure it out. So that was my start in e-commerce. But I went through the corporate route for a while and ended up creating my own agency after a while. And I got pretty good at the Amazon game. So over the last couple of years, we've did 40 million in sales on the platform. I went on to consult with a lot of these brands that you might recognize. And one day, I think it was my mother-in-law who said, Tammy, why aren't you doing this yourself? And I'm like, hey, that's a really good idea. About 6 years ago, I started doing this for my own brands, and we created our own little pet brand, and we have an as seen on TV product that you'll see on infomercials starting in 2 weeks with Kevin Harrington. Thank you. So then I really wanted to give back, and I love to share these methods. I really am passionate about helping people get on this platform. I truly believe it can make anyone successful and, be the first stepping stone if you've never made money online. I meet a lot of people in transition in life, and Amazon is a great place to give you that first excitement that you need if you've never sold anything online. So that's why I'm really passionate about sharing this. I wrote a book about it, and I'm an instructor, and I speak a lot to this. Entrepreneurship isn't easy. How many think entrepreneurship is a breeze? It's awesome. It's so easy. Yeah. So, we wear a lot of hats. There's lots of ups and downs. In fact, the big boys can't even figure it out half the time. There were more store closings last year than even during the economic downturn, right? So some of the big brands we saw closing lots of stores like Macy and Toys R Us. Pretty scary. People ask, why is that? Well, they blame it on the mobile phone, or some say it's all because of Amazon. Here's what I say. 2 months ago, I was invited down to New Orleans where they had a FBA conference. Anyone there? Was anyone in New Orleans? No? So the head of the FBA, she put up the slide, and Jeff Bezos in the 2017 letter to shareholders, this was the most compelling paragraph. If you take nothing else away from this today, take note of this. So it says, one thing I love about customers is that they are divinely discontent. Their expectations are never static. They go up. It's human nature. We didn't ascend from our hunter-gatherer days by being satisfied. People have a voracious appetite for a better way, and yesterday's wow quickly becomes today's ordinary. We all need to take this to heart because every product has a life cycle. Customers get sick of seeing the same thing. So whether it's a tiny little change, we need to continue to change and up our game every single day to satisfy these customers. Amazon has their hands in everything, right? It's incredible. If you look at this growth curve, they surpassed Walmart in 2015, and they were in the race to $1 trillion until, does anyone know what happened last week? They hit $1 trillion, right? So they were second. Apple did it early August, and then Amazon hit $1 trillion valuation just about not even a week ago. All right, so why am I telling you this? There's a reason you need to know this, because Amazon has it figured out. And all of the other things that we have to learn about, that, we run Shopify stores, we had to figure out Facebook ads, retargeting, blah, 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 blah. Amazon has got it figured out. They do all this stuff for us, okay? And that's why I strongly feel it's a great place for newbies or anyone to see some immediate success, because we don't have to figure out a lot of the other things that we do in our traditional online business. And the biggest one of these is traffic. How many think traffic is one of the hardest things in selling online? Yeah. 600 million visitors are on Amazon.com alone every single month. 600 million visitors, that's a lot of visitors, right? In fact, if we thought about if we had a store in a mall and 600 million visitors came to us, what would that do to your business? It might make a big difference, right? If we think about how many people we get to our own Shopify stores, that number is mind-boggling. To get that many customers, it's going to take a lot of cash, right? It would take a lot of Facebook ads to drive people to us. So Amazon is the most visited site after Google. People search for things on Google, but when it comes to buyer searches, specific things that people are looking to buy, more people do start on the Amazon.com platform. And what happens is Amazon is the biggest advertiser on Google. So if they do start on Google, they're going to end up, on the first or second result is usually an Amazon listing, so they're going to end up on Amazon anyway, all right? You need to be on Amazon for that reason, if nothing else. They also have 100 million Prime members. That's over 80% of U.S. households All right, 80%. And they're loyal. They keep coming back. In fact, they spend 4 times more than the non-prime customer. What helps our conversions, right? It's the trust factor, it's the reviews, and there's social giving elements. And Amazon has that all figured out and built into their pages already. So 10 times conversions on Prime, 100 million members, 80 US household. They buy 3 times more, now it's 4. The trust factor, 90% of millennials are more likely to buy from a company who is showing to have some type of social giving element to it. And Amazon does have that through their Smile program. In traditional business, we have all these fulfillment concerns, right? We have to manage a warehouse, customer support, returns, email follow-ups. Amazon does all that for us through their FBA program. And they also do retargeting for us. Wow. And the scaling elements are also built in if you want to take advantage of them. So we have to figure out an international presence in our normal business is quite overwhelming and daunting. But with Amazon, it's pretty easy to get into these different markets. On Amazon.com, a lot of people don't realize this, but .com is just just North America, right? It just covers Canada, Mexico, and Brazil and the US. But there's Amazon.co.uk, which covers many other countries over there, right? Pan-Europe, they call it. Amazon Australia, Amazon.jp, Amazon. So there's a lot of different Amazon marketplaces. And in New Orleans, this was an interesting statistic that I heard. They said, if you're only on the Amazon.com platform, you're leaving 80% of the money on the table. That means in all of these other countries, there's that much more opportunity out there if you were to expand your presence. So how do you do this? Most of you are probably familiar with Seller Central. Just to point out, for those that don't know, you can tell if there's other sellers on Amazon by looking at a detail page, and it will say other sellers down in the bottom corner. That means that product that many different sellers are selling. You can sell product to businesses specifically through the business platform, handmade through the handmade platform. You could sell personalized products, which I think is really relevant here for us, Printex platform. And Amazon Custom is easy to do. We enable the custom tab, and that's how we enable personalization. You can use merch, but I much prefer the platform we're working with this weekend to merch. Is anyone on merch, by the way? How are you successful? Yes or no? No, it's hard. It's really competitive, isn't it? If you're just launching a product, they have something called Amazon Launchpad, and they actually would help you to launch your product, get more eyeballs on it. Vendor Central is for those brands that want to expand a little more and sell wholesale to Amazon. There's Amazon subscription services. Does anyone have Amazon Subscribe and Save, their products on Subscribe and Save? Awesome. What kind of product do you have? Skincare, very good. We have a dog toy in Subscribe and Save. Isn't that hilarious? So Subscribe and Save product is really, really powerful. It basically helps you to forecast a little bit better about how many product sales lie, maybe how much you have to replenish for the next month once you have a good subscriber base going on. Well, these things are Wi-Fi enabled, so you just stick it on your washing machine, and when you're out of soap, you just push the button and it automatically orders it from Amazon, and you get it in 2 days. There's FBA, of course, for Amazon sellers. FBA has become so robust, it's incredible. They just rolled out what's called the on-site platform now. They also have Supply Chain Connect in the back end of our dashboards to make it super easy and streamlined to work with our suppliers. So even if you're not an Amazon seller, you could take advantage of the FBA platform. Then there's Amazon Pay. So this Pay button, it has a lot of trust, right? People trust that Pay button. It's always the same color. And when they see that Pay button, they're likely to buy. And people have a credit card on file attached to that button. So if you put the button on your site, we found that conversions doubled. So you can apply to Amazon Pay and put this Pay button on your own Shopify store. It will really help conversion because of the trust factor. If you have no product at all, you can still benefit from Amazon as an affiliate or an associate. It's pretty easy to do. There's a Chrome extension bar, so anytime you're popping around on a detail page, you click the link and it comes up with a short link, and then you pop that into your social media or wherever you're recommending a product to. Local people utilize this in interesting ways. So there's a fitness instructor. She's a CrossFit instructor that we worked with. And when she brings on new clients, she recommends certain products that she uses and likes, certain gloves and jump ropes and things like that. And she'll give them a list, and all of them have on there her affiliate codes. So they go to Amazon. And when a person goes to Amazon through her link and buys that product, they get a percentage of that product, but they also get a percentage of anything else that customer buys on the Amazon platform for the next 24 hours. So an interesting thing that we did with our dog brand is we have one specific type of dog toy. So how many people here have dogs? All right, how many people buy toys for their dogs? Okay, so how many people's dogs cannot have a toy with stuffing in it because they just rip it apart? Okay. How many toy buyers are the kind that just buy the tug ropes because they need to get out their aggression? Okay. How many need a squeaker? Right, see? Good dissection of you either need one kind or the other kind or the other kind, depending on your dog. So what we did, we have one particular kind, right? It doesn't have stuffing, doesn't have a squeaker. So I put the Amazon link right on our own website next to our product. And the people that didn't want my product went to Amazon, and dog lovers are fanatics, right? So they clicked on that button, and they would buy 12 different toys over there on Amazon, and we'd get checks sometimes bigger than if they just bought our toy, right? So just think about different creative ways to use that link even on your own site, even with competitor products. Here's an interesting thing that came about a couple months ago. I thought I really needed a spa shower head for some reason, so I had to go to Amazon to buy one. And when I did, I saw, do you want to buy it with or without expert help? And I thought, how are they going to deliver this? What happened was I just hit with to test it out, and I got a call from a plumber. A thing came up on my phone, and it said, do you want what time? And I selected the time, and then they chose a pre-screened plumber to come over and install it the day after my product was delivered. So he came over for a set price. After the job was done, I got a ding. I said, yep, job is done. And Amazon paid that plumber directly, and my shower head was installed. So Amazon essentially is referring local service providers now to help implement or integrate the products that you're buying into your home. And it's expansive. The different types of services that they're listing now are, even lessons, online lessons you can buy on Amazon. Home theater setup is a big area in this because most people don't like to futz around with trying to set up their electronics after Christmas. And they're all local to your zip code. We as entrepreneurs are just, humans in general, all are experts in something. How many of us think that you're an expert in something, like you really know something pretty well? Yeah? I would venture to say all of you do. I would say that. If I really sat down with all of you are an expert in something. You know more than, you're the top 1% of people that know something more than other people because we all have a hobby or a deep interest in something, right? So Amazon has a plethora of ways for us to monetize that expertise or hyper interest that we have in a thing. In fact, there's a woman, she just loved mirrors. She loved mirrors so much. It was an interesting case study. She wanted to publish a book about mirrors. She loved going into people's homes, and she would design an entire room around a mirror because she figured out a way to make the room look expansive and beautiful the way that she placed these mirrors. She published a book, and then she became one of the most widely known and highly sought after interior designers in the world because she published a book on Amazon about her passion. People are really drawn to a passion, and they love reading about it. So it's very powerful to get it in some kind of format that other people can consume, whether it's a video, a PDF, a checklist, a book, an audiobook, a podcast, whatever it is, you can get published on this platform and be in front of 600 million people, okay? So Amazon did begin as a bookstore. For those that didn't know, back in '94, that was what they wanted to be, the Earth's biggest bookstore. And so they have many, many platforms for you to be able to do this. Kindle, we're all familiar with, which is ebooks, softcover books. They have what's called Create Space. And now they just rolled out the new Kindle platform, which is buggy and annoying, but I'm sure it'll get better. And then they have digital services platform, which, any of these things are able to be published on this platform. So think about this for 1 second. Is there anything that you would be able to come up with that might be relevant to a product or service that you're selling? Anyone think of something? What can you think of? Wow. SOPs and processes. Nice. That's awesome. That would be a very big thing, Anyone else have an idea? Diaper man. I didn't mean to pick on you. What do you think that maybe something that you could do that would be relevant to your product that you could put on the Amazon platform? App development? Wow. So maybe around diaper changing time. Yeah. Anyone else have a product on Amazon that can think of a different way to bring attention to their product? Anything? Go ahead. Oh, a girl's guide to hockey. That's amazing. That's really cool, and it's very niche-y. I love it. Anyone else? Yeah?
Yeah, so I'm in the photography niche, and I
nice.
wonder if there would be a way to sell the presets that I have for Lightroom. It's like it would be a digital download.
Yes.
Do they offer that, an instant digital download?
Yes, they do. Yes. So if you go back to the categories, or at the top of your bar when you sign in as a consumer, you'll see your digital products. There's actually a tab that you can push, and that's where all those things live that we can upload and have it for immediate download. Our apps, our digital downloads, our courses, all those things that we buy just live in the back end of our Amazon account. And you can download them further to your own computer if you'd like. Untapped market, really. If you search for courses on Amazon, there's just not many. So it's a great place to be. Awesome. Well, now you're getting the idea. And now there's even recurring revenue capabilities in digital products because you can have subscribe and save or subscription model, with your digital products as well. So think about newsletters. If there's something that you need to update your customers with, every month you can actually have publications that people are on subscription for and buy every single month. And that's a great thing to do with an info product because there's really no cost of goods there, is there, besides your time. So a lot of things are done on the Amazon developer platform. One of the biggest things that can be done is building Alexa skills. Has anyone built Alexa skills? Awesome.
About 6 of them going now.
You do? That's exciting. Back in the room, you guys have built Alexa skills? Or no? You have?
No, what is it?
Okay.
What is it? How can
All
you
right.
not know what that is? I have no idea either.
Okay, let's start here.
Voiceovers?
How many people have one of these things? Okay. Are they Alexa or are they Google? How many Alexa? Okay.
Alexa.
How many Google? How many Apple? All right. So most of us now have adopted some type of voice-activated device, smart device in our homes. 80% of America now has bought some type of Alexa device. So what this does is it provides a pretty invasive way to reach our customer base, 80% of the households in the US at least, right? So if we start thinking about what the possibilities might be if we adopt this as a method to implement something that's relevant to our products, to lead people back to our products or services, it could be a pretty powerful thing to do. Anyone agree? Yeah. Okay. So most people do something like, order an Uber or a Lyft, book a reservation at a restaurant, keep your grocery list, text messages to others. You can actually have Amazon Alexa read a recipe while I'm cooking dinner. I could get daily stories. Stories. What are some of the ones you did? Stories?
We did one that's a story, then about 4 or 5 others were meditation type.
Meditation, yep, personal skills. Awesome. Fact of the day, funny story, feeds, news every day, right? And a lot of these devices are in our home now, okay? So now the products are actually having, they're smart products, so now we can talk to them like we talk to Alexa to control things, or we can talk to Alexa to control turn on that light. It's becoming pretty amazing. And later, after break, I'm going to come back, and how many would be interested if I quickly showed you how to do one of these things? So we do that through the Amazon developer platform, but I'm going to show you which seems really daunting if you go there. It talks about all these weird things like Lambda and geeky things. I don't even know what they are, but I'll show you a really great way to do it without any of that geek speak. So I'd like to illustrate a few case studies. So, if I'm an electrician, how am I going to do this in different ways, okay? I might have a private label product, so I could have my own lighting, my own kits. I could register as an Amazon associate so that when I'm working with one of my clients, I can hand them a card or hand them an email or something, a message on social media and say, hey, these are the products that I recommend you get. These are the lights that I think will work really well in your home, okay? He could write a short PDF on how to upgrade a renovated home to be safe, right? Something that people would really be looking for, and he could upload that to digital services platform. He could add the Amazon Pay button to his own website, right? And he could register as a local service provider so that when somebody does buy a light in his area, that he could be immediately booked to come over and install it when they received it. All right, here's another example for restaurants. So they could sell a private label product. This is a restaurant that we worked with, and they have their own spaghetti sauce, which is really organic and gourmet, and everyone should buy some. It's awesome. They registered on Amazon.com or Amazon restaurant platform. So now recommendations come up through search on Amazon for local restaurants in the area. And they could order food through there. They became a subscribe and save product with their physical product on Amazon. They have a family history recipe book that came from Italy, and the grandma and all this compelling story, and it was really beautiful. And they're selling that on Amazon, which of course links to their product. And they use Amazon FBA. They used to have this crazy warehouse that was draining everybody's time and money, and they couldn't figure it out. And they switched to FBA, and their life became a lot easier. Nonprofits, this is a company that we worked with. This is a movie that just came out on Netflix, and if people haven't seen it, it's a really, really amazing movie. True story about a guy named MULLY in Africa, and he and his wife ended up adopting, he grew up a street child, and he ended up adopting 12,000 children and changing all these lives in Africa, and it's true. So he has a foundation, and so he sells some private label products on Amazon that the children make in Africa. He developed a monthly subscription package for donors to give to his foundation every month. He registered as an Amazon associate so he can lead other people, to other products that other people make in the area in his communities. And he wrote Kindle ebooks. He has published books everywhere. And then he registered for Amazon Smile, so now he can tell people to make their purchases through Amazon, smile.amazon.com, and select him as the charity, and now he immediately gets a percentage of the proceeds of everything that customer buys on Amazon. In e-commerce, this is a little bit more relevant to us. We can integrate our Amazon and Shopify, our Shopify store to Amazon, right? So how many people have done that so far? Okay. How many people have not done it? I just want to. Okay. Is anyone having problems doing that or need help doing that? Okay. Okay. So we can go over that later if I'm around, so I can answer questions if you need to. But you should also become a subscribe and save product provider for continued monthly passive income. So what I would do is have something relevant to your product on Shopify for sure on the platform. You would also be an associate, be an affiliate to not only your products, but other products. We can build Alexa skills to to attach your product to voice-activated searches, okay? You can use enhanced brand content. So when we build things here this weekend, the Printex app pushes the most basic foundational information over to Amazon once you're connected. So then you have to go in there physically and you want to optimize it, right? With your bullet points, make your description page pretty, and there's other things you can do. You can actually become brand registered, and once you do that, you can use what's called enhanced brand content. Have you ever landed on an Amazon.com page and you see all these pretty pictures like Nike, and they're like all these lifestyle magazine looking layout kind of thing? That's called enhanced brand content, and it increases conversions by 10%. You can use promotions and social pages and advertising, which is so easy, which I'm going to show you later how to do. As an agency, you're basically, once you have the skill set, it's really in demand right now. So you can help any kind of business learn how to do these types of things, right? So you have to learn, about 5 different platforms, right? And you can help any business to grow their business through helping them implement these strategies. Is anyone here an agency, by the way? Yes? Yeah? Consultant, cool. Anyone else? Yes? All right, cool, so a couple. So Amazon just came out with, they revamped their advertising platform, and now not only can you use their ads on your own products, right? You can run ads on anybody's products. So even if you're an affiliate, you could run ads to other people's products using your own affiliate link to get commissions, right? And you can also, now they're testing, they're streaming advertising in different things like Twitch, Amazon Echo Show. The one that you watch the TV, they're actually streaming advertising on there and showing product ads on there now. So again, just more ways to reach consumers and get our branding awareness out there in front of them. Advertising, in my book, is a lot easier and less expensive than other platforms. Here's, one product we did. We spent $3K in ad spend and we made $54K in sales. So the big question that I get quite often is, but how do I know what's going to sell on the Amazon platform? And, there's 600 million people there, but what are they looking for? And the truth of the matter is that more than any other platform that I know, it's really easy to reverse engineer exactly what they're looking for. In fact, I met with the head of search, and I'll tell you what he said in a second. There's something called autocomplete, just like on Google. So when you type something into the search bar and you put a space, Google populates what we think we're searching for. And Amazon does that too, but the populated terms here are the terms that are the most up-to-date searched terms, to the second that customers are searching for on the platform, right? So when I met with the search team at Amazon, I said, it'd be really, really interesting to know exactly like how many searches, are happening on average. Could you just put like a number after that and tell us like how many searches? And he looked at me like I was a complete idiot. And then he said, do you know how many searches are happening on the Amazon platform every second? And I said, no, I don't know, but it's like a lot. And he said, yes, a lot. And he said, and there's 10 results there. I said, yes. And he said, pick one, it'll work. And I'm like, okay, fine. Thank you. So in this example, the next part to that is drilling down as far as you can, and that's really the secret. So in this example, I started with dog, and then I pressed the space bar. You type in dog, press the space bar, and just wait. Okay, and now these things will populate, right? And then you pick one, okay? So I picked dog bed, and when I picked dog bed and I did a space, then I got dog bed for large dogs on clearance. Oh, that's more specific, right? So what do you think I did? Well, I hit the space bar and nothing else came up, so that was the furthest I could go. But then I just got some dog beds for large dogs and put them on clearance and sold a bunch. I mean, that's what happens. So there's an easy way to, the further you drill down, it's unbelievable. I mean, dog collar, for example, I've done this, dog collar with studs, pink, for small dog. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. I mean, they're telling me what I got to put up, and we do. And it's quite useful. So in fact, I did a course around this about a couple of years ago, and we sold over $1 million, and it's just on this concept because it works every time. So that's how you reverse engineer what you need to be selling on Amazon. They want something that's washable too. So we made sure that ours was washable. It had zip cover so that I could take it off and wash it. So just try to combine as many things as you can. For crates, I mean, that was another thing. They just wanted one in the crate, so they're looking for a flat thing with a pad, right? So if you drill down on that, it might say the size of the crate, or it might say the type of cover, or it might say waterproof. I mean, you can choose how far you want to go, but I like to go till it doesn't take me any further, because now I'm pretty specific as to what those consumers are looking for. To take this a step further, there's something called Unicorn Smasher. Has anyone ever heard of that? There's like Jungle Scout. There's a bunch of things out there. But if you really want to know the market size of something before you go ahead and try to get a bunch of product into Amazon, you click the button. It's a Chrome extension browser, and it will populate all of the information on the first page. Exactly how many sales they're doing that month, how many units they're selling, the exact product, so it's all your market research right there. And this is a free tool. Just go to unicornsmasher.com. There you go. So that should give you a good example, a good idea of how to sort of reverse engineer. So how could we use this for our shirts or our POD? Especially in Q4, I would start searching for terms like gift for dad, mom cutting board, or gift for mom leggings, or things like that, and it'll say what size. It'll say gift for mom leggings, purple with, or sports, or whatever it will say. It'll give you a pretty good idea and some good, solid, foundational, up-to-the-minute stats, good market research on what your consumers are looking for. Did anyone find that valuable? Is that good? So when we have custom products, because of the way that Printex works, for example, you have your own SKU. No, if you make it original, like I said, right? Every product has whatever you need to do. Make your product original. I don't care if it's like one little tiny thing that's different, because you don't want anyone else hopping on your listing. Okay? You don't want to share the buy box, and you don't want to just be another Me Too product. Have I convinced you that you need to be on Amazon?
Yes. Yes.
Good. Then my job is done. And follow me, and let's keep in touch that way. But in the meantime, I'll take more questions. How do you get products discovered? So 2 things. When you optimize, when we're pushing products from Printex and we have the most foundational listing, you go in and you edit your listing. The rule of thumb is to fill out every blank you possibly could fill out. It's there for some reason, so just do it, even if it doesn't make sense. So when it says, what? So in the product listing. And the next thing is, keywords, obviously. So reverse engineer what people are looking for. And then, use that in your keywords, your search terms. And then, it could get really advanced, but the other thing is always, always, always start a automatic sponsored ad immediately when you launch any type of product, because that finds exactly the search terms that they're using to find your product. And if it's not specifically in your keywords that way, or it's not in your listing that way, then you can go back. It'll just mine all the data for you. I pull a report after 2 weeks. And I take that data and I put it back into my listing, and it optimizes, strengthens my rank, because now I'm speaking the consumer's language, right? By doing that. And it's really easy to do. So after the break, I'm really happy to show you how to start an automatic campaign, an auto campaign.
I want to run some ads here. You gonna show me how to run some ads on Amazon?
Sure can.
Let's do it.
All right. Go ahead.
Can I take you home with me?
Do you have wine? Okay. She knows my flavor. Okay.
Do it with ice.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious on the Alexis.
So after the break, I'm going to go into a full presentation on it, on Alexa skills, and then you guys can all sort of figure out, you know, some of the questions surrounding that, and then we'll get deeper, go deeper dive into that. Okay. Anything else? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I'll see you after break.